What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Auto Glass Unhinged. I'm your host, Michael McCarthy. This is the podcast where the bullshit gets cut and the real conversations about the auto glass industry begin. So today's topic is going to be about the panel that I was supposed to speak on at Auto Glass Week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it due to some unforeseen circumstances, but I figured why not talk about this today. I think it would be a great topic. So the topic of this panel was, can the auto glass industry be saved? Now, I think that's a pretty bold statement because the auto glass industry is probably more lucrative than it's ever been over all the years that it's been around. And I feel like right now is probably the best time to take advantage of that. Now, there are some hiccups going on, especially with the insurance companies, the TPAs, and generally the things that are revolving around that, where people are like scrambling and getting, really flustered about it, which I understand. This is one of the biggest reasons people were like, holy shit, like the industry is going to flop because of this. This is insane. They just took so much more market share. I don't really particularly think that's the issue today. I think the issue today is that the independents are just complaining more than they are taking action, right? So I think the independents eventually going to get wiped out, especially I'm thinking like the next 4 months is going to be a big change because, between the tariffs, the insurance, TPAs switching, the overall market conditions changing, if it gets slow, this is when people get hurt, people get nervous, people get scared, and what's going to wind up happening is people going to fold up. So I think on an independent level, at some point, if people do not step their game up, they're going to get pretty much demolished by the big guys. And I see it. I see it every day because it's just like the way an independent, especially a guy that's by himself or maybe with just one other person, say a two-man shop, they don't operate at the same level as, for instance, these bigger companies. I don't think the industry needs to be saved. I think the independents need to be saved, but the only people that are going to save the independents are themselves. So what I see, and it's a pretty serious pattern over the last few years, these Facebook groups, that's where most of these independents live, right? They all hang out, they all bullshit in these Facebook groups. They complain more than they take action. If you are constantly complaining and you're not doing nothing about it, you're always just going to end up in the same spot. Nothing's going to change, right? So the independents all claim, all they do is complain about the big guys taking the market share. We'll never be able to defeat them. It's impossible. All right. Let's just stop there. What you need to do is focus on yourself, right? You need to focus on your company. So I'm speaking to people that actually own a business, or at least own a job, whatever you want to call it. You need to figure out a plan that works best for you. You need to take action on the plan. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, it's 2025. We're almost going into 2026. We have so much technology at our fingertips every day, and it's changing so rapidly. You need to take advantage of that. The small guy could take advantage just like the big guy. It's very, very easy to take advantage. There is so many tools for you to use. AI is an amazing thing. A lot of people are scared of it, but eventually it's going to be the future. So if you start to use it now, you're getting a head start. I called the ADAS back in 2018. I said, if you do not get involved in ADAS now, you're going to lose. And everybody, the camera's going to be self-calibrating. You're not going to need to do it. You could just unplug the camera. Let me tell you something. Everybody that jumped in on that and took advantage of the industry change with the ADAS stuff, it's super lucrative. The people that actually took advantage of that are fucking winning today. I guarantee you. I will go on a Facebook group and I will see a guy that in the past, I have a really good memory, will say, oh, you could just unplug the camera. They're going to be self-calibrating. You don't do it. And he gets his first ADAS kit, and he wants to announce it to the world. Like, my man, that's like 10 years ago almost, what is it? Realistically, you're talking 8 years ago, 2018. Is this when it really hit the market? Like, you should have took advantage of it now. Any companies that did Take advantage of that. I guarantee you today are thriving. They're growing. And I was screaming about it like 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm like, man, you have to do ADOS. It's just going to be the way of the world. Now, and I'm by far, like, I am not that smart. But I just knew that if we didn't get involved in this, we were going to lose. Because you know what? I hate when guys are like, you could do 2 jobs a week. You could do 2 jobs a week and live great. But what you don't understand is, like, why not? Why do you just want to be mediocre? Why do you just want to just get by? Like, why not take advantage of an opportunity? And that's how I look at things. Maybe my passion for this stuff is way different than most people, and I respect that. But the thing is, when you have this chance to actually really level up and better yourself, better the life for your family, why not take advantage of it? If you took the risk of going into business for yourself in the first place, you're halfway there. Invest the capital, take more risk, buy the equipment, buy the nice truck. I could go on and on and on about this. Going back to the question, can the industry be saved? I think it's been saved. I think ADOS saved the industry. Now it's your time to take advantage of that. You need to step your game up. You need to take advantage of the technology, the tools, the networking. People are going to probably disagree with this, but going to a business class is not going to make you a business owner. There's something in people, embedded in them, in their DNA and their genetics, that makes them an entrepreneur. You are not an entrepreneur because you went and read a book. And granted, those things are great to self-educate and read and take classes and go to seminars. That stuff is great. But I truly believe for you to be an entrepreneur, to be a real entrepreneur, not this fake shit that's all over the internet today, it's embedded in your genes. It's embedded in your genetics. I could tell you I've had entrepreneurial traits since I am a little kid. I will never forget when one of the nuns in the school I was in pulled my grandmother to the side at a PTA meeting and told her that I was either going to end up in jail or I was going to be a very successful entrepreneur. I think I'm on my way to being there, but it's a passion that I am so driven by that every day I wake up, and no matter how fucked up my day was before, no matter how fucked up the situation was at work or the problems that happened, I always wake up with a smile on my face. And you could ask my wife, because she's the total opposite. She's like, how are you so happy in the morning? I look forward to my business. I look forward to my networking of people. I look forward to the text messages of people asking me business questions. That just fuels me, like, overall as a person. Like, I absolutely love that. Like, that's probably one of the most insane feelings, to wake up no matter what your situation is. And you could have, like I said, you could have the shittiest day before, and I'm like, I cannot wait to go to work. I cannot wait to check my email. And then there'll be guys that are like, well, you know, if you own a business or, you know, you're an entrepreneur, like, you should be able to have free time to yourself and, like, you know, go on vacations and no, but that's just not me. I don't look forward to that stuff. You know why? Because I'm more stressed out when I'm doing those things, unless I'm in my environment, and my environment is business, and that's what I love. And once again, I'm going off topic, but can the industry be saved? No, I think you need to save yourself. I think you need to really get educated on what's going on in the technology world. I think you need to deep dive into how to get customers. You know, how do you get customers? Like, how do you retain customers? Like, you know, there's a couple ways of getting customers, right? It's, you know, like pay-per-click ads or organic SEO, and then there's giving out business cards, and there's networking, and there's so many channels to get customers. But the thing is, if you're sitting around and you're on these Facebook groups complaining about everything you don't have or how slow it is, you're never going to get business. Like, why allocate that much time to making a post and fighting with people? Or I don't know if it's just a victim culture of, like, you're looking for pity because you're fucking slow. And if you're slow, go work for somebody. There's nothing wrong with being an entrepreneur. You could be Entrepreneur is somebody that is an entrepreneur within somebody else's business. You have to take action. If you're not taking action, you're not going to get results. It goes for everything in your life, no matter what you do. You know, people say people that make the bet are more successful. Do I agree with that? Not 100%, but it's just being consistent and having discipline that is super important. I could tell you could put success on consistency and discipline, because to be successful, you have to be consistent and be disciplined on what you're doing. So guys, because I went off topic like 5 different times, I hope somebody got some kind of value out of this. This is not easy doing a podcast by yourself. I'm hoping to have a guest on in the next couple of days. I have a couple people in mind. I just want to keep it on the right. You know, these are probably the things I was going to speak about at Order List Week anyway. Just about the only people who are going to help you yourself. You got to save yourself. I mean, there's just so much opportunity right now. Why not just take advantage of it? We're crushing it right now. I mean, we've sustained growth like year over year over year, and we just keep growing and we just keep getting bigger. I'm not scared to take risk, and when things go wrong, I will pivot quickly. You got to learn to do that. Like, you can't sit there and harp on your failure, man. It's a lesson. You know, you turn it around quickly. But the thing is, if you can't turn it around quickly because you're complaining about it, and you just get out, get out. Just get out of the business. Just please get out of it. Just give it to somebody else. You know, somebody that has more passion for it. You gotta have passion for this stuff. I hope this conversation helps somebody. I'm looking for guests to get on the show. Hit me up, DM me, email me, whatever you got to do. Get in touch. I hope you have a blessed day. God bless everybody.